One Caribbean port is getting a massive overhaul. What does the ship of the future look like? And the search for one passenger is over. Ahoy travelers, it's Amy here with your weekly Cruise News Roundup and my thoughts on some of the biggest stories of the week. Have you ever been to San Juan on a cruise? My very first cruise, we sailed out of San Juan on the Carnival Destiny, which I believe is now the Sunshine. It's still one of my favorite itineraries I've ever been on. Well, this week, San Juan Cruise Port announced a two-phase, $350 million renovation in partnership with Global Ports Holding. The first phase plans on investing $100 million towards critical infrastructure repairs for Pier 4 and Pan America Piers 1 and 2, along with upgrades to all terminal buildings and the passenger walkway. The goal of the upgrades is to modernize technology and improve security and sustainability for the port. If all goes well and the initial investment brings in more ships and cruisers, then the second phase of the project looks to invest an additional $250 million into the port. This will include a new pier and state-of-the-art home port cruise terminal at Piers 11 and 12. The expansion of a new pier will allow for the world's largest cruise ships, Royal Caribbean's Icon class, to be able to dock in San Juan. Now, I think port expansions can be either good or bad depending on the infrastructure of a port and whether or not they will actually be able to handle additional visitors to that area. However, I think San Juan is more than capable of handling additional tourism and has the ability to grow with the proposed expansions, something some of the smaller islands may not be able to do. San Juan is a beautiful place to visit, and I would highly recommend putting it on your future travel plans if you have yet to visit. Now, we talked last week about the search for a 20-year-old that went overboard on the Liberty of the Seas. After 6 days, the Coast Guard has suspended the search and released a brief note about the suspension, but they did not clarify whether or not the man was actually found, regardless of his condition. After the search was suspended, the Broward County Police Department identified the man as Le'Veon Parker of Northport, Florida. Now, while not confirmed by the cruise line, alcohol is a suspected factor in the incident, with witnesses saying the man had gotten into a fight with a family member prior to intentionally jumping overboard. Well, I don't want to end this video on a bummer, so are you a fan of sci-fi and futuristic stories? Now, I always love how imaginative some authors are when it comes to dreaming up technology of the future. Well, every year, the Meyer Werft shipyard has come up with a new design for what cruise ships could look like in the future. The 2024 concept design is called Origin and represents a change from conventional cruise ship designs with a streamlined look and an innovative slide-out lounge. The asymmetrical design is nothing like the ships being built today. Both the form and layout are different in order to make it easier for passengers to move about the ship. That's something I really like. On its Facebook page, the shipyard talked about the innovative Sky Lounge. A highlight is the Sky Lounge. It extends to the outside and maximizes the interior of the lounge while offering a unique fly above the sea experience. Wind resistance is minimized as soon as the lounge retreats to the ship, providing a unique experience at sea. Imagine that, an entire section of the ship able to retract. If you think this design is too far removed from what we expect in cruising, you may be surprised to learn that some of their concepts in the past have found their way into new builds, like the outdoor park area on Icon of the Seas and Silver Seas Silver Nova's fuel cell and battery systems. Now, what would your ideal cruise ship of the future look like? Mine would probably be full of the latest technology anywhere it would be practical, with hands-free technology anywhere possible. I would definitely want the layout to be designed where there would always be a clear shot from bow to stern. I would love to see public areas almost all be floor-to-ceiling windows on the exterior, and the deck just below the waterline to have an observation area and bar where there were windows so you could feel like you were on the Nautilus and 20,000 leagues under the sea. There might not always be anything to see if you're way out there in the deep ocean, but it would still be really cool. I also hate how the balconies on cruise ships just look like tiny boxes. So I think having ones that like curve out would be a nice addition. Then I would make it a smaller 3,000 passenger or less ship without any of the slides, roller coasters, or racetracks. It wouldn't need it because I would make sure it was 21 and over and all inclusive. And I mean taxes, fees, and gratuities too. And I want the advertised price to be the actual price. Not that any of that last bit of stuff has anything to do with the design, but while I'm dreaming, right? So what major design change or addition would you have on your dream ship? I really want to know. Well, I'm going to be out of pocket next weekend, so I'm not planning on adding the stress of getting out a last minute video next Saturday. I may or may not still have a Wednesday video next week. I'm just not really sure if it's going to be something I'll be able to get done. I'll try to do better about getting out cruise news shorts though throughout this week to help make up for it. Are you ready for more information on cruising? Why not stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.